Hey everybody, how you doing? John Bonham here, Cape Cod Wet Shaving. All right, good video. Little impromptu, kind of last minute, decided to do this. I'll tell you why in a sec. Coffee of the day, Jamaican blend from Cameron's. This is a company based out of Minnesota. Really good. It's kind of fruity notes to it. Very nutty. It's medium dark. Little more towards the medium than the dark, but I like it because it has that nutty kind of. I don't like hazelnut, but I like nutty, so go figure. Anyway, good coffee. If you see that, go scoop it up. Pretty yummy. So today's video I decided to do last minute, as I said, because I have two items here that I've never used on camera. One of which I've never used at all. And so I thought, what the hell, I'll do a video. So first and foremost, the main focus of the shave to begin with is this right here. Okay, this is called After Midnight. It's from a company called Bay Isle Shave Co. This is a guy named Aaron Springer. He is a veteran of the Army. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Army. Almost said Marines, but I'm pretty sure it's the Army. Served in Iraq. All that, all that stuff. Those veterans are should be appreciated for. But one thing about him was that he was stationed in Hawaii, and while he was in Hawaii, he got it in his head to start making aftershave splashes. This is the third one he's released. The first one was Bay Rum number 5, which I liked a lot. He goes and picks a lot of the ingredients himself. He ages it in mason jars. I mean, all this is, about as hands-on as you can get. So it's a very limited quantity when he releases it, but it's well worth it. The second one he came out with is called Hawaiian Sunset. It's lighter. It had mango in it, honeysuckle. He went and picked the honeysuckle himself. These are wonderful, wonderful aftershaves. I'm picky about, I used to hate Bay Rum. Now I'm more picky about it. And all three of his are a hit. This one is dark. It's very dark. He used dark rum to make this. There's a molasses, smoky molasses scent in this that is just delicious. What else? There's cinnamon, clove. It's very clove heavy. If you're not a clove fan, just to forewarn you. Or if your skin reacts to it. And there's cinnamon, clove. Couple other things, black pepper. What else? Damn it, I should have written them down. See, told you, impromptu. It's in, if you go on my Instagram, it's in the description, and I'll make sure I put it in the description of the video. So the other thing I'm going to use that I've never used before is the Bay Rum shaving soap from Badger Creek. Don't know if you ever heard of Badger Creek. It's a guy named Mark. Really interesting dude, very nice. If anyone's familiar, we called it Renfest, the Renaissance Festival in Texas growing up. They call it King's Festival or something like that in other places of the country. But basically it's when you go to, everyone dressed up like medieval times and you go and see jousting and all that. He travels around with that. And this is his soap he makes. He makes bar soaps, he makes shave soaps. This past Christmas, this is what made me really like him. He came out with a bar soap. And it was something woods, I forget. And I have it, go figure. But it was mistletoe scented. And I said, dude, if you could make that in a shave soap, I'll buy it. And he said, let me see what I can do. And I think it came out right before Christmas. I didn't have a chance to use it over the holidays. But he actually did. And he contacted me out of the blue, sent me a photo, said, here you go. And I'm like, dude, you remembered, thank you. So I went and got it. It smells delightful. But this one has a lot of scent notes in it as well. It has orange, it has honey, patchouli. Should have written that down as well. Also will be in the description. But it's really good. It's very nice. Has some pine kind of a scent to it. There's the pour. It is on the harder side. So, should be pretty interesting. So the one thing about this soap, I'll show you the ingredients. There's no stearic acid. And there's kaolin clay. Okay. Allow soap to dry. Okay, I thought I said something about a wolf. That was weird. And I'll get to that in a second. So I have nothing else. I'm just going to use the products. I will be using this for a week. All this week. I'm late doing this. I was on vacation last week. But I will be using this with different Bay Rums that I have. I'm going to use Subtle Art Soap Citrus Bay Rum. I'm going to use, I think, Sterling's Bay Rum. I got the new Bay Rum from Arion and Evans, the Empyrean Bay Rum, which I love. So I'm very excited to do this. And I'll do it until I just don't want to anymore. But at least for the rest of this week, I'll be doing that, okay? All right, let me go ahead and, whoops, Forgot my sprayer. One sec. Alright, that's annoying. So, Forgot to tell you my hardware too. Got a Parker blade I'm going to use. And going to be using the 1904, the Merker 1904 open comb. All right. Newly acquired. I have the closed comb. I wanted the open comb as well. It's a beautiful razor, man. Just so vintage looking. The knurling on the handle there. And I'm using my Taconic shave. I think it's a oak handle badger brush. Okay. And then I have my Winding Pine Pottery shaving mug that Cara made for me. Hello, Cara. On the miraculous chance that you see this. So I would be shaving off camera to save time. I've taken to doing that. But I do want to lather with this on camera. See how it goes. So you can have a decent soap without stearic acid. However, in my experience, a flag usually goes up when I see a lack of it. Whoopsie. There's a bad omen when you drop the lid. So, we'll see. Bubbling right up. Oh wow, that's really lathering. Look at that. I don't know if you remember, this is, I think a couple years ago, there was a soap company here. Not Scruffy Goat Soap. That stuff's fantastic. There's another company, I don't want to say who they are, because they do sell other stuff, so and they're local, so I do want to support them at least in that regard, but their shaving soap was terrible. I mean, I barely would use it as a bath soap, let alone a shaving soap. And the lady told me her husband wet shaves and all that, which I think she's just trying to make a sale, which is what you want to do. So I don't fault her for that. But if he wet shaves, he doesn't know what he's doing. All right. So lathers pretty well. So kaolin clay, for those who don't know, I'm not an artisan, but I do know quite a few of them, and then anything that they tell me, I take to heart and I remember. And one of the things that I've heard from a couple of them is kaolin clay is somewhat looked down upon. Not that it's anything wrong with it. I think it's used as binding too. Correct me if I'm wrong, if y'all know. But I do know some of them look at it as more of a filler. Maybe possibly even, dare I say, not cheating. I don't want to use that term because it's soap, for crying out loud. But, you know, it's just, I guess they look at it like there's other things you can use. My wife likes kaolin clay. She has a lot of stuff that has kaolin clay in it. It's the softest clay. It's supposed to be very good for deep pore cleaning, all that stuff. So, alright. So this soap, I can already tell it's a little sudsy. Bubbles in it are pretty big. Usually that's because you have too much water, but in this case it doesn't seem to be going away because I'm adding soap, and that's alright. Let me show you what I got here. Not terrible. It is tallow based too. I didn't mention that. There is tallow in this soap. So, you know, it's just a different formulation. Doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, I have a few of his. I just kept getting them and never used them, as bad as that sounds. Or maybe I used one of them once. I can't remember. I don't think so, because I remember this base. All right. So you can see it's very fluffy lather. It's not bad lather. It's just different. It's not the yogurt, thick yogurty consistency lather. No worries. Let's see how it goes on. Probably thin. Yep. Let's see if it dissipates. Probably will. Smells really good. I mean really good. Fragrance on this is very nice. Yeah, see, look how thin that is. hopefully it's slick. I mean, it has tallow and kaolin in it, so it's at least got to perform pretty well. Yeah, look at that. It's dissipating quite a bit. Let me go directly from the tub, see if I can thicken it up. All right, 10 minutes. I'm not even touching on the main item here. There we go. All right. Maybe it's just super thirsty. Maybe it's partially me. Yeah, look at that. Still dissipating, but that's a lot thicker. Agitated a little with the old chin hair. So it just dissipates. Seems pretty slick. Well, we shall find out. Okay. Yeah, it dissipates so quick. I don't like that. Oh well. Really slick. Wow. That's really slick. Okay. Lather's not the greatest. Freaking sideburns. I need a haircut. Dang it. Alright. Can't get a straight line on my sideburns here. I'll have to go with the clippers after this. So these lather's not great. But thanks to the tallow and the clay, this thing is, or the slickness is really good. So if you threw some stearic acid in this formula, you'd have one heck of a soap. And I've seen other people use this before. That's what got my attention to try it out. So, not a ton of cushion, obviously. But I wouldn't write it off based on the suds alone. It's very slick, which I like a lot. Obviously, because you want slick soap. I'm gonna try to get those sideburns. Well, hope everyone's been good. So we went out west in Massachusetts, Western Mass, a little bit, north of Worcester, to a place called Great Wolf Lodge. Some of y'all might know it. We'd never been. We've been wanting to go for years. We did not have the opportunity to do a winter vacation like we usually do. We usually go to New Hampshire. Just between Jess's work and money and being busy, we just decided not to do it this year, which really sucked because I love New Hampshire in the wintertime. You start hitting a point where there's far more trees than civilization. It's just, oh, I feel like I'm home. But, so what we did was we took the kids out of school for a few days, hoping that we would just pick a random week when everyone's in school and working and it wouldn't be busy. Wrong. Packed. Unbelievable, just unbelievable amount of people. Huge place. Not one indoor water park, but two. Two restaurants inside. One's a buffet, one's a sit-in restaurant. We went to both. We did the buffet more for breakfast. And one thing I loved about the buffet, and you Southerners will know exactly what I'm talking about, and I was stunned. They had soul food. I looked down and I saw biscuits and gravy, and I went, oh, grits. So, I'm all giddy, and Jess is looking at me like, what the hell's your problem? Like, dude, if you have chicken for breakfast and there's gravy, that's soul food. I don't know. I love soul food. It's like, it's so bad for you, but it's so delicious. So, I don't know. Maybe the head cook was Southerner, or I don't know, whatever. Why ask why? So, really good, a lot of fun. I didn't get nearly as many pictures as I usually do, which is a good thing. That means I'm enjoying myself. Too busy to take photos. One thing I wish I had done was got a waterproof phone case. They had this one water slide that I was obsessed with. It was called the Tornado, but it had this, if you ever seen those water slides and they all of a sudden have this big round, like, it looks like a top, like a spinny top shape. It's this, and you come out in this thing and you go like this inside of it. And then you whirlpool towards the middle and continue down the slide. And I liked going down that backwards. Even my 9-year-old daughter went on that. She was so happy. She barely made the height requirement for that, for the big kid rides. And so she immediately was like, I want to go. And you sat on a 4-person tube, and my oldest son and I are like, Her mom's like, no, you're not going. I'm like, Jess, give her a... First time she's been on the big kid rides. So she went, and she was scared out of her mind. But of course, she didn't admit it. She was like, that was so much fun. Oh my gosh, I loved it. You want to go again? No, I don't. It was fun. I'm like, all right, good girl. It was a blast. Crappy rainy weather the whole time, but that's okay because we were inside. Only complaint I have about that place, I mean, aside from the fact it's expensive, they actually kind of go out of their way to find little reasons to charge you for things. Like they had a game, it's called like something Wizard Quest or something like that, where you walked around the whole complex, and it was basically a medieval wizard themed scavenger hunt. There's these little kiosks where you walk over and you have to go in order and you have to find them. What they don't tell you is that you got to pay $50 for a wand to even play the damn thing. And this place is so big that we almost left. And as we were leaving, my son looked up a hill where there's this big lodge, and my son's like, what is that? And I'm like, I have no idea what that is. And so we drove up and looked, and there's a whole section that we paid for that we didn't even know was there. It was past the water park. Had a rock wall, zip lines, rope course that I went on. It was a lot of fun, man. Just, it was a good family time. Sorry, I know I'm droning on here. Look at that, I need some more water. Now it's getting thick. So I'm going to do that on purpose. Let me go ahead and add some soap without water. There we go. It's still dissipating. Damn. Oh well. So, my verdict on this soap, it's all right. You might be laughing thinking, yeah, right, look at it, it dissipates, the lather's terrible. Lathering, it's not great. But it is very, very slick. Between the kaolin and the tallow. It is really slick, which is not a deal breaker for me. If it weren't slick, I'd say, yeah, don't even bother. If you want to try it, I mean, I think it's $10 for a jar. many ounces? I think it's 4 ounces of soap. Doesn't say on here. It's not, you know, it doesn't look like a lot, but I think it's more than you think it is. I think it's 4 ounces of soap for like $10. So I mean, it's not gonna break the bank. It's worth it at least trying buying one. And like I said, the scent on this is superb. It's really good. So. And I'm not ragging on your product, Mark. I'm just being honest. I don't think maybe I'll tell him I made the video, and if he wants to watch it, he can watch it, but I'm not going to tell him his business. You know, it's his product. I think you should tinker with this formulation a little bit, just to work on the lather. But, you know, I mean, it's your stuff, man. It's not terrible. It's not the worst I've ever used. The worst I've ever used, I bought here. But that's all. All right. Okay, let me rinse this off. Get to the splash. I'll be right back. Bing. Freeze and reappear, whatever. All right. So verdict. Good. Not great. So post is about as good as I thought it'd be. A little bit drier than I would like, but extremely smooth. I mean, I just used an open comb with a Parker blade, third use Parker blade. Lather was not great, cushion was not great, but that's the only strikes against it. Slickness is great. Post shave is really good. The fragrance is just absolute delicious fragrance. Yeah, so yeah, not bad. I liked it. $10 or $12, something like that, maybe 15. It's not going to break the bank. I would at least try it. I mean, you saw, again, the lather's not the greatest, but that's the only strike in my book against it, is the lather's not great. Everything else is pretty good. So you're not paying 25. If I paid $25 for this and that's how it performed, I'd be pretty pissed off, but not the case. Not terrible. Okay, on to the main event. Or should I do, nah, I'll do it later. I was going to say do a pose for a screenshot. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I think I'll just use the photo I used on Instagram. Screw it. Okie doke. So this. Maybe I should put a thing in the description like the minutes. I'll do that. If you want to know about the soap, start here. If you want to know about the splash, start here. All right. So it says for 15 seconds, shake it. I don't think you have to do 15. You do want to shake it though, because this is a very thick splash. So one thing I'm going to point out on here that I really like. I don't know why I like it, but I do. Some people might not. I like how there's a stopper on the inhibitor. Isn't that neat? I don't think I've ever really seen that on anyone else's, just his. So, for shipping, that's great. Oh, that molasses, the rum, clove, and the cinnamon. You're going to get that right up front. And it comes out dark, because he used dark rum. I don't know if I can get it. I can't get it. Wish I could show you. Yeah, I can't. There you go. It's dark. Oh, if you're sensitive to clove, there's a lot of clove. If you're sensitive to cinnamon, any of that stuff, there's cinnamon. But it has a toasted, smoky molasses to it that I love very much. Even back when I drank, I didn't drink hard stuff, and if I did, I didn't reach for rum. Most of my buddies drank whiskey. I got sick on whiskey. Barely touched it again after. Got sick on Jose Cuervo Gold. Never touched tequila again. Never really reached for rum. I'd have a rum and coke on occasion. Maybe I'm wrong. Is Stoli rum? Stoli with vanilla Pepsi was pretty yummy. That's a lot of vanilla, but it was quite delicious. Anyway, sorry. My point is, I was more of a beer guy. I never did hard alcohol. The reason I tell you all this is because I really like the rum scent in this. It's very nice. The one thing about it I might kind of say about, doesn't make me dislike it, but it's there, is there's a teensy hint of a kind of a black licorice. A little bit of a black licorice hint to it. If it were profound and up in your face, I wouldn't like this stuff. I do not like black licorice. The only black licorice product I have that is alright is the, not Spumoni, what's the other one? The other shaved out release with the 3 coffee beans. Because it's soft, but it's black licorice. Oh, this is my second time using this splash. I used it once on vacation. Made sure to take it with me. It was very nice. So the dry down on this has a cologne hint to it that I also like very much. It's very nice. This is it. We're in Ingram. Like you care. Oh, so the cinnamon and the clove, they're going to stick around for a while. But during the dry down, I'm talking way later, at least half an hour, 45 minutes later, you start getting this nice sweet cologne undertone that comes out that I really like. And it makes my hair really soft. Keeps it soft. The Callan, I think, had something to do with that too, but it doesn't make it brittle or anything. Oh, that's good. Aaron, great stuff. So, this is available today, it turns out. I guess he's having issues on Amazon. He sells on Amazon. I think you can reach out to him personally. I don't know if he prefers you go through Amazon, but I mean, if you want to, just at Bay Isles Shave Co. Bay Isles, make sure you put Isles. I-S-L-E-S. Bay Isles Shave Co. on Instagram. I guess I could try to put the link down in the description. But I'll definitely put Bay Isles Shave Co. Instagram handle and all that. But again, if you're sensitive to cinnamon or clove, you might want to steer clear of this one because it's very heavy. Smells phenomenal. Scent, it doesn't bother me with the scent at all. Just to some people, a lot of people are sensitive to clove. All right, that'll do it. Great shave. Wow, really good. Sucks about this. That's what's left. But give them a shot. Why not? Not terrible. The scent, again, the scent's great. Slickness is great. I just did not like the suds or the lack of cushion. That was it. But obviously it went well. So, all right, everyone. Thank you very much. Remember, that's Bay Isle Shaves. By the way, he's not paying me for this. Real quick, I should have said this earlier. He wanted to send me this for free. I said I wanted to pay for it. He came back and said, okay, well, why don't you pay for shipping? Meet in the middle. I said, okay, fair enough. So technically, this isn't for free. I did pay for it. I do like paying for stuff that I review. I just feel more free to not hold back, I guess, because I try not to be, which sounds crappy, like I'm not being honest. I just have a tendency to feel like I owe them a little bit if it's free, which makes, you, the viewer, possibly question whether I'm legit. So I do try to be as fair as I can without also being a jerk about it. So there we go. That'll do it. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, if you want to, check this out. It's badgercreek.com. You can go there, or it's Badger Creek. What is it on Instagram? Just do badgercreek.com. I think it's Badger Creek's Shave Supply on Instagram. And at Bay Isles Shave Co. after midnight, or one of his other two if they're available. So look them up. Thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate it. 30 minutes. Not bad considering how long I went with the lathering and all that. Yeah, take care. Thank you. Happy shaving and happy spring, since it's springtime now. Hope you had a great Easter. Till next time. Take care.